This video is going to show you the proper way to use RTV to make your own gasket and to seal something such as a rear differential, your oil pan, a thermostat gasket. If you're going to use it in an area that has high temperatures, get high temperature RTV. It's a silicone gasket maker. Make sure that it's compatible with the liquids that you're going to be using it around. So this is a rear differential cover. This is compatible with rear gear oil. So just take the cap, puncture the top of the RTV like so. Now you're going to cut this to the desired thickness. So I'm going to try this thickness first. You could always cut it thicker, but you can't go back. Just screw that on. Now we want to try to make a continuous bead going around the inside of these bolt holes. So you're going to want to start the bead at the top of the differential because that's going to be the weakest spot of the bead, and that's right here. Be careful because you could use too much of this RTV and then it'll get in the differential. You could also use too little and then you won't make a good seal. So you want just the right amount, as seen in this video. When I compress this, it'll spread out just enough so that it's a thick enough layer, but it won't leak into the differential. And that's about 1/4 of an inch thickness right in the middle of the surface. Take your time. Your goals for one continuous bead. It's not the end of the world if you can't get it continuous. It'll smooth itself. Like so. You only need to do this if you don't have a gasket, and now you're going to just let it sit for about 15 minutes, let it get a little bit tacky, and then we're going to put it on the differential and just hand tighten it so that the gasket gets compressed and any air bubbles get pushed out, and it makes a nice seal with your other mating surface. So I'm going to go show you that now. So now I have a paper towel with brake clean on it, and I'm just going to go around and clean off the mating surface. Good, nice and clean, nice and smooth. Now I'm going to put the rear differential cover back on with the RTV. So the key thing here is going to be get these two bolts in, top and bottom, without moving it around too much. So I'm going to push the bolt through the top, and I'm going to push the bolt through the bottom, and I'm going to do my best to align this without smearing it. Good. Top and bottom bolts are in. I'm going to hand tighten the bottom one first. Hand tighten the top one. Not all the way, but just enough so that you start feeling a little bit of resistance. And now we're going to go in a star pattern. I'm going to start from the bottom, go top, bottom, top, side, 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 side. Now you could either torque them to about 5 foot-pounds each in that star pattern, or just tighten them down till you see a little bit of the red RTV coming out, and then leave it. Don't tighten it all the way. So you can see the RTV is starting to come out, and I'm literally just lightly turning it using only the head of this, so there's no torque. And I'm just making sure this is just tightened lightly by hand. So once the RTV starts to come out like that, you've done your job. It's like that around the whole thing. So you're just going to let it sit for an hour, and then you're going to torque it down to specs. And the torque specs for this are 25 to 35 foot-pounds. So let's wait an hour and then we'll go torque them down. Now we're going to torque it down, 25 foot-pounds, star pattern. Good, they're all torqued down. This is the proper service procedure for use of the RTV to make a gasket. The RTV cures enough to add the gear oil in about an hour, and it fully cures in 24 hours. If this video was helpful, click like and subscribe. The likes help me out. and if you subscribe you get feed update when I upload a new video. And I'll have a few more videos here. If you click on them, they'll lead you to other how-to videos that are very helpful, save you money.